What is up YouTube, and welcome back to the RiftGuides WildRift video. We have one champion that is the most busted AP champion in the jungle department when it comes to inflicting pain, agony and hatred upon everyone on the Rift, and it's Evelynn. Everybody hates to play against this champion for a good reason. Stealth, the ability of being anywhere you want to be at any point in time, and the enemy always has to be on their toes. If they are not on their toes, it's a death sentence. So what are we seeing here? We see very interesting early invade into the enemy chickens, something that even Lilia also likes to do, cheesing away the enemy's potential during the early game, taking away camps and making it so much more difficult for the enemy to have a proper start in their game. So you also see that he's leashing red buff over the wall and the entire team is rotating up here, so this is already very cooked. If you're the enemy jungle, depression already comes here very early on, because your entire early game has been decimated, because Evelynn, compared to public belief, isn't really that bad during the early game, simply for the fact that she has an insane clear and decent DPS with her first ability. So free camps taken away in not even 1 minute, so you see how fast that one was, and they have complete information on the camps here. And you see the Nautilus also did the same thing on the other side, however only with the Croc camp. He didn't get to yoink away the red buff and chickens, but you see even a double clear happening right now. So the Evelynn has a massive tempo advantage over the Nautilus, and if you're wondering how did the Evelynn know or assume that the Nautilus was starting blue buff? Nautilus without blue buff is actually running out of mana during the jungle clear. So with that in mind, you either have to skip one camp and delay your jungle clear, or you have to start blue buff or Gromp as Nautilus. With all this information, the Evelynn is now trying to get herself ahead, trying to deny the enemy some early camps here, and then going back for a really big power spike, which are going to be Boots of Mana. Boots of Mana are one of the most broken AB items in the game, because think about this, and if you look at runes, you see Sudden Impact. Sudden Impact is 13 pen, and these Boots of Mana are 8 pen. That is a lot of early power damage, because enemy champions barely gain any magic resist. And if that happens, you're in for a lot of trouble, because if the enemy doesn't have magic resist and you have a decent high number on your spell's damage, well, you might just tap them within an instant. Okay, we see a little gank attempt on the bottom side of the map. We have a stealth Evelynn, so they need to be really careful, because just walking up in the wrong way is immediate death. The hook connects, Perseverance procs on the Karma, runs it down, gets a free kill pickup, goes after the Karma. Karma will also be ran down, no way to escape, and there's a double free kill for the Evelynn. And this is something that makes Evelynn so scary, especially if she has ultimate and or flash available. Other than this, if Evelynn has ult on cooldown, it's actually a lot, like she's actually a lot weaker. Because unless she's Giga Fed, she can't one-shot you with E and Q in a combo. It's not enough. Especially if you invest into some little form of magic resist, if it's possible for the game. But once she has ultimate available again, which is why the Awakened Soul Steal is such a good item on her, it becomes very problematic. And yeah, Exhaust being popped here, this could be a very interesting exchange. Gets knocked up by the sound and stunned. Nautilus is here, but the damage is still too high. Root comes down, she will 100% fall. Yep. There we have the little problem. So what is the Nautilus gonna do after this? The Akshan can't really kill anyone here, and all he does is he actually yoinks the creeps here. What a demon. He yoinks a few and then leaves immediately after. It's fine. Okay, yeah, if you get CC'd by AP Nautilus jungle, you immediately die. There's just no in-between, you're just dead. And some real big power item for Evelynn, if you get to DPS, like active DPS on the enemy champions, is actually Sheen. Because the Spellblade passive of the item procs every 1.5 seconds, this is you literally spamming your first ability, it provides you with a decent amount of extra damage you just get for free. The same also obviously applies to Lichbane, but Lichbane is even better because, well, it transforms your damage into magical damage, whereas Sheen itself is only physical damage. And needless to say, it also scales with your AP. So Lichbane scales with a portion of your base AD, as well as your AP. Nautilus hooking in, going pretty deep here. There's an auction here as well, so you get an easy revive. 4 gold into the pocket of the Evelynn. Evelynn is Giga accelerated with 4-1. Auction also gives the revive to the Xayah. I don't know why Xayah isn't walking mid lane, or like doing some kind of a lane aside. Like, does he get there? Okay, he gets 10 times, so it doesn't matter. Okay. But yeah, me as an AD carry, I would just go to the lane that wasn't occupied, so my auction is free to do whatever, depending on what my team wants to play, objective-wise. Evelynn has ult and smite already, so there's no way the enemy steals this. There's just no way. Yeah, they secure this in the pit. Knockups coming through. Yasuo ult connects. They need to, like, Evelynn needed to ult out immediately, otherwise she might get CC chained. They pick up the objective. Very, very good. Xayah will protect this bot lane tower. It's still Xayah. Doesn't have ultimate anymore though. And now Evelynn is on the hunt. She's looking for somebody. Spots the Nautilus. Nautilus used all spells. She steals away the Grump, so Nautilus doesn't have any spell available. Nautilus, you need to auto attack. You need to root her with the auto attack. Hey, you die now. Well, he's hoping for a lantern, because the lantern would definitely help. Has flash available. Flash is close. Gets the easy pickup onto the Kai'Sa. Oh no, the Karma walks in. And they will get another kill pickup. It's so brutal. Oh, this could be quite the big int. Somebody spotted her. Okay. Okay, apparently it turned out to be better than expected. But there's a Yasuo on the move. Everyone and their families is hurting up here. And chilling. Evelynn looking for a decent flank angle here. Yeah, Urgot just puts himself 6 feet under. Sion dies, but there's still the passive to create space. And Evelynn is now looking for a potential flank, taking space up there in the tri-brush. Looking for an angle. Has ultimate available, so she's a lot safer than you might assume. Nautilus is here. He'll probably use all his spells again. So we'll get a free pickup onto the Nautilus here. We also steal the red buff with the power of the E and Q since it's all AoE damage. And we get a free kill pickup. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting. Nautilus rushed. He actually rushed Infinity Orb. I wonder when we will see Evelynn players go for Awakened Soulsteel a little bit earlier, rather than going for Infinity Orb. Yeah, Sion is tanking up, but he isn't tanky enough. Pops the ult, gets popped into the passive, and Evelynn ults away to kill the Karma, and now goes back for a quick little jungle clearing session. She has more than 4,000 gold because all the plays they kept on going and kept on going. So she has a completed Rabadons in base. A completed Rabadons. And now with the Rabadons being... Oh, there's a Wild Yasuo. There's an ultimate coming through. Well, well, well. I guess you did. Rabadons and Prophet's Pet. What is Sion building? Sion doesn't like Heartsteel? I see. And Sion runs it down mid lane, gets the flash, exhausts the Xayah, still gets the ult onto the Xayah thanks to the Nautilus ult with the power of Yasuo. Oh, 1 HP on that guy, pops the ult, gets the kill onto the Sion, but sadly the Nautilus gets away with the 1 HP, and look at them, he's waiting for the Kai'Sa, gets close to the Kai'Sa, and the Kai'Sa is getting one shot. And this happens all the time if an Evelynn is fed. She just looks for you, you don't have any defenses, you die within 1 frame, you just disappear. This makes this champion so annoying and so mentally taxing to play against, because you always have to think about, okay, where is she? Where is she? Not the Viego quote, but like, where is she? It's more about like, is she here? And if she's here, am I dead? So as an AD carry, as the game progresses and you play into an Evelynn, what you have to do is you have to constantly spam exhaust into Fog of War, constantly. Because if the Evelynn appears, she'll be immediately exhausted and then you have a chance of killing her. If you don't do this and she appears, you'll already be dead before your exhaust actually is registered. Another A-ramp situation here. Terrible sideways for the enemy team. Oh, she got spotted here, but the charm connects onto the Karma. Has to immediately ult out, because if she doesn't, Nautilus uses any spell and Yasuo can ult and you just get 1 out to 0'd. So very good awareness by the Evelynn to just instantly press ult, because otherwise you just die. Urgot fails the ult, hits the full life Kai'Sa. They secure the second dragon, but his entire team is dying left and right. They just have no formation at all. They just get completely dismantled. Infinity Orb now being picked up. 1200 gold at 11 minutes, just being 11 something something. Running Electrocute over First Strike. Okay, Pro being picked up, another 2 Amplifying Tombs. 573 AP now. So yeah, the one-shot power is gonna come around the corner. AD carry located. Exhaust button comes through. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Luckily Yasuo wasn't there. I think Karma's playing the tank build. She's looking for an angle here to just deal some DPS with Qs. Something that Evelynn players can do a lot more. If they have big trouble actually accessing a fight, they can at least hit frontline with perma Qs. It's actually gonna ramp up to deal quite a lot of damage over time. Because the spell has decent damage numbers, and since it barely has any cooldown, as you see, like 2 waves constantly, it's ramping up quite fast. Oh my god, Thresh just barely survived the power of the Honey Fruit. Being hit by the Void Seeker of Kai'Sa. Pretty terrible bot lane wave. Massive amount of minions bot side. Evelynn ult coming up in 2 seconds, so she has another window available to... Oh, there's a red ward. It's Jover. The flank attempt has been failed. Ooh. Does she have to ult? Yeah, she has to ult this. Oh, it's tragic. Now the Nautilus pressed ultimate onto him. He has to immediately ult, but he nearly won. He one-taps the Scion. Now the Evelynn has to look for another angle here, for another little pickup. Oh, there's another red ward, denying exactly the play. The hunting down the prey play. Need to be careful. Nautilus ult comes up very soon. It is a very, very low cooldown. Yeah, avoids being... What was his ultimate by the Karma? But yeah, Nautilus ult is pretty low cooldown, so you have to be really careful. And as we hit like late game in WildRift, you have to always assume that ultimates are up, because you see them being used, well, they'll be up in 2 seconds again. That's the beauty of WildRift. Only real, like, things that really matter are summoner spells and item cooldowns such as Sterox, Zhonya's and such, because these are like, and exhaust, like these are really game changing, and they have pretty long cooldowns compared to the normal spells or ultimate spells. Sion coming in hot here with the ultimate. Again, we have an ARAM situation. Nobody's playing side. Everyone is playing just ARAM because it's the safest thing to do. That has the lowest risk involved. Yeah. That somebody's gonna mess up, but again, it's not gonna do any good for any team, because they're just gonna be standoff constantly, and somebody has to look for an opportunity. But if you look, like, the Evelynn has to do so much work this game, because the enemy team is so much easier to play, right? They have the Nautilus, they have their reliable setup with the Nautilus ult into the Yasuo combo, and it's gonna be very difficult for the Evelynn to achieve something. There's a pink ward being placed down immediately, goes into the backline, goes in for a full combo. Everyone is lining up perfectly. She does so much damage, but the fight still isn't won, by the way. That is what I'm talking about. Like, she has to do so much work this game. It does so much damage to him, but his team can't capitalize because they don't have the champions to do so. They can just look, and now they get counter-engaged on, and I don't know, do they even have the damage to do something? Because Yasuo just presses, well, wind wall, and the entire game is kind of over for 2 people of the Evelynn team. But yeah, we have a soul coming up in about 13 seconds, and Evelyn's looking for a little pick here. Well, not the one that oinks, but, you know, picking a champion, you know what I mean? Anyway. Karma walking forward, breaking the crown of Evelynn, but still get 3,150? Yo, what? Yeah. One might say that's a tiny bit cooked, good sir. That is a little bit of damage. Playing deep in the pit, just trying to not overextend herself, really trying to get away, gets exhausted by the Kai'Sa, and here we have all of the 80 carries. Like, you see, this is what I mean. You don't have ultimate, and the enemy champion has any tools to survive, and you don't get the jump on them. It's gonna be a big difference, because I think the Kai'Sa has Turbinus, and she has played it in Wit's End. Like, she is not squishy. Like, you don't deal true damage to her, so she itemized into dealing with the Evelynn, at the cost of obviously lowering her damage because she has Wit's End, yeah. But thanks to this, she survived. She just one-shot the Scion. And if she didn't have this Wit's End, she would have died. There's not even nothing close, because Evelynn would have dealt true damage to her. And then even Exhaust will not really save you, because it's simply too much damage, because you saw the damage through Exhaust. Because AP champions are a really interesting creation in this video game. Kai'Sa being spotted. Well, we have ultimate available. You die. Yep. We love Evelynn. One moment of not paying attention, immediately punished by death. And look at the cooldown thanks to Awakened Soul Stealer. It's so low. Finds the Yasuo. Even Yasuo gets absolutely demolished by the damage of this champion. Uh-oh. Ocean Soul coming in clutch. Uh-oh. Bomba. 771. Death comes in. And now this might be a little bit problematic. Can the Akshan get a kill to revive someone? I don't think so. And now they have to defend Elder or pick up Elder. Let me skip here. Oh, let's actually watch this, because yeah, Kai'Sa's alive, which means troublesome. They grind the Scion to death. Kai'Sa is being caught here alone. Does she have enough damage? Windwall comes down, the entire kit is being denied. Evelynn changed to teleport while dead. Very important play to just gain some footing. There's a red ward in the way, it needs to be cleared, it is now gone. But Evelynn is looking for another angle to approach from the side. Looking to kill the Nautilus, gets the Nautilus kill, Nautilus didn't even react, couldn't even react. And now Evelynn is on the hunt again. Like, she just pretended to go left immediately. And now she's looking for more picks. Because her team is killing the dragon anyway. And they stop. They for some reason stop. Interesting. Because the plan was for the Evelynn to look for another flank while her team does a dragon. So the enemy team feels like they have to do something. And then she approaches from an angle where they would never believe she would come from, because they would believe she's on the dragon. And then the Evelynn gets another pick. It's like these mind games, thinking what the enemy thinks you do, why you do it, etc, etc. So doing this is so important on Evelynn, and just generally in jungle. You just let people believe you're doing something while doing something completely different. And here we spot the Scion nearly dies instantaneously thanks to the power of Elder, but still lives. I think he finally invests into some resistances, rather than just having his with his approach. That Nasher just dealt so much damage though. I mean, it's a 20-minute Nasher, this thing hurts. This worm is actually terrifying. You see the damage, it's cooked. And we don't have any way of spending more gold. Ult comes up in 5 seconds. Flash is way too far away. Can't do anything. Hook into the wind wall. Getting CC chained. Can't move. Can't move. Can't move. Yeah, and the Scion immediately dies again. He is just too squishy. And the TX is slowly coming. Scion dead. Frontline annihilated. Windwall on cooldown now. So what can happen? Can they find the angle? Oh, Karma gets hooked, which means she will die. It's a tank Karma, but it doesn't matter in the face of Evelynn. And they all just slowly fall to the power of Elder and just being beyond fed. And now we hop into the second game. It's a legendary queue game, by the way, and you see there is more than 100 legends active as we speak. Yeah. In Europe, on the global server, impossible. We only have a few legends and half of them are win traded. Yes, sir. And then we have the map hacker problem as well, which isn't taken care of as well. Love it. So now we see the typical jungle clear. The red side start is a lot easier because you can't really mess up the double clear transition. Like here, you finish off these minions, you start leashing this one as well, and it's pretty simple. You can just copy this in most of your games if you want to play or main Evelynn. Makes it a lot easier to just be very good at PvE. PvE means against these monsters, and just having a good jungle clear gives you better chances at winning games, because from the very start of the game you're trying to be more efficient, and by being more efficient you gain a higher chance of being in positions where you can abuse enemies' mistakes earlier or just influence the map earlier in any scenario. You see the jungle clear is quite accelerated, 1 minute and 13, and she's already on blue. Will charm the Gromp very soon to leash him over. If you're wondering why she isn't using the second ability, or maybe she's going... Oh no, she knows that Garen was coming, so... Oh, interesting, so there was a ward indeed. Okay, so now Garen actually inted his face off. Like, yeah, you just completely inted your game for zero reason. I don't know why. Yeah, congrats, you denied Evelynn's double camp, but you died for it. So what's the point? I mean, Hecarim is also pathing from bottom to top, since it's hacker like he should be, because he also has mana issues. So with that done, Garen just single-handedly denied any possible play on this side of the map, allowing Evelynn to just get a free pass of everything, scaling-wise. But they need to be careful, because Hecarim this game, like, he can deal pretty well with Jace, pretty well with Vayne, and pretty well with Yuumi. And with Evelynn it's fine, because he just runs over like squishy champions. But if the Evelynn gets fed, well, there's going to be a tiny bit of an issue. Because they also have a Yuumi. And you really don't want to see what happens if the Evelynn gets fed with the Yuumi. And now we see the Hecarim. Hecarim with a red buff left, which means he did exactly what I thought. He started with blue and pathed towards red buff, with the red buff still being active. That makes a lot of sense. And he pathed down back here to capitalize on the winning bot lane. Meanwhile, Garen up there is having a relatively relaxing day. They're just looking at each other. But with the power of Garen Ultimate and Ignite, they can even go for a kill on Ornn, at least during the early stages of the game. Because Ornn is actually going for Heartsteel. He might be able to be killed due to this, because he doesn't have plated caps, but I think if he plays it safe and pieces out the moment he like reaches a certain point of HP, there's not much they can do to punish him, because he's too tanky anyway. Hecarim now looking for another potential snowball angle. Thresh misses the Q flash. Now the Evelynn is around, the charm connects onto the Hecarim. Hecarim will fall. They get a free kill pickup, and yeah, while Hecarim is trying to make something work, Garen already lost the other side of the map, now looking for a rotation here onto the Jace. If the Zoe hits a bubble, it might be a very big play possible by the Garen, because it all comes down to the execute. Jace, you knew this was happening. You literally knew, you saw. Yeah, and you still die. That's 100% your fault. That's not even, like, you can't even discuss this, because, yeah. We saw the guy, and the knowledge that he was there, there's no reason for him to go away. And yeah, this was bound to happen. This was like a scripted character development. Meanwhile, Hecarim, like Hecarim's only play is to just constantly run bot lane. Right now. He will probably completely ignore the Garen lane. Garen used the second ability, so yeah, you see Hecarim is resetting, walking to the bot lane after this immediately. Now the Garen will die. If Garen doesn't recall here, he will die. Yeah, Garen has second ability available again though, so he's a lot tankier than he should be, but he still falls through the second ability, so you can pretty much imagine how much damage they just dealt to him if he died through his second ability. Now they need to be mindful, because Evelynn doesn't have ultimate and it's pretty low HP here, with the Ornn having to reset. So Evelynn right now is pretty vulnerable, and if they didn't have Jace mid lane in the state where it is, I think this Herald would not have been that possible. Okay, she spawns the mines, pretty fat again, accelerated, got the Ornn crafts as well, so she gets a little temple on the map gifted by the Ornn, giving her the ability to craft on the go. Meanwhile, Hakram again looking for another play on the bottom side of the map. Being visible though, took away the Crux, trying to at least take away something from the Evelynn. And after this, they're just looking for more angles. Okay, Evelynn is mid lane, has flash available. Zoe just walked up, hit him with a decent chunk of damage. Garen comes around the corner, pops the Demacia, and yeah, immediate death commences. And if you take a good look, Garen is running the rune Perseverance, and Perseverance into Ornn, and for example, Hacker is pretty broken. Because these champions will dislocate you, as well as, any champion that will constantly dislocate you, just shove you around or whatever, if you run Resolve First Tree anyway, having this rune, Perseverance, is absolutely insane, because it grants you 16 to 30 armor, and against these type of champions, it makes you a lot tankier, especially if you run Second Wind. That was a lot of damage. They lost the bot lane tower, but the Evelynn is 5-1, being super fat, now having the cat on her back, and with the cat on your back, what can go wrong? Yeah. I think you just saw a Zoe, but then you blinked and the Zoe was gone. But now we have another period of like close to 70 seconds where not much is going to happen. Just a little bit of farming. Because this is like the downtime period after you use ult, if you're not Giga fed. Like now it depends on your teammates making space for you in order for you to capitalize on that. Because you can't really kill the Garen on your own, you can't really kill the Hakram on your own. Hakram just ulted the Ornn up there because you saw the Ornn run to a different direction while being behind the Hakram. And Jace, oh, they're all 1 HP. Yeah, Evelynn can't really make this play. She can just push them away. She can't really make this play. Ooh, yeah. The issue is, if she goes for this play alone, oh no. Do they get the pickup? Yeah, they get the pickup. Okay. But they trade. Okay. If Evelynn goes forward there, alone, without any backup, just with the Yuumi, there's a world in which she just dies because she doesn't have ultimate. Because the fresh CC into the Zeri damage could be high enough for you to just disappear. More books being purchased as we speak for the Rabbit Ding Dong. Meanwhile, Ornn is having a feat there with the Garen up there, just beating each other's head in for the fun of it. And yeah, this Garen will eventually just fall. He will probably pop his second ability, believing it will save him. It will significantly cut down the CC duration, but you see he's so tanky, but they just do so much damage. If the Garen doesn't have mercs, I'm gonna lose hope in this world. Like, it's just, I just lose hope. He has mercs, okay. Like, you need to visualize this, okay? He has mercs, he has a black cleaver, and the second ability, and he just gets bursted. There's so much damage in this game. So much damage. Lovely transitions here. Uh-oh. The red buff reset. Luckily, it doesn't matter at this point in the game. Again, another on-craft given to the Evelynn. 8 crafts available. or being CC'd by the Zoe. Not much will happen afterwards though. Meanwhile, the Evelynn's looking for more jungle camps because she can't really access the dragon area. On with a big knock-up, Stoneplate to make some time. Yeah, so grouped up, but yeah, that's a little bit tough. Gets one kill pickup, turns around, gets another fadeaway with the Q into the Zoe. And the Evelynn quickly took care of the entire enemy team on her own. Oh, well, I mean, she had a cat. Yuumi is really carrying this one though, by just providing movement speed and obviously heal. Because movement speed is such a broken stat to have. Especially on Evelynn, because all you can do is run around. If you get to reposition with this champion, like properly and fast, it's borderline impossible for the enemy to catch up to you unless they one-tap you. And if they can't one-tap you, you'll re-stealth and look for another flank. And again, this constant reminder of Evelynn existing is a real big mental strain. Like you can chat in the comment section below. If you played against an Evelynn, how do you feel like? You're like, yeah, but just buy control wards. Yeah, but that doesn't save you. Like even if you have the perfect setup every single time, she can still approach from just the lane her like itself, and if she has flash and or ult with a proto belt, she can make you die, whatever you do. Unless you are facing full AP, unless you are part of a full AP team and the enemy team can itemize like full magic resistance. Then you're cooked. As an Evelynn, then you're cooked. Because I played, I think it was Twisted Fate and Evelynn. And I played Jace, I think I said this before, and I just rushed Maw and Mercs. And I could just stand there and tank them while, I don't know, call my mother and ask her about her day. And then tap back into the game, be like, oh, I'm still alive, my champion, just auto-attack them to death. Amazing. He's looking for another angle here. They're all sticking together like penguins because they have to, because if they... Yeah. Every single time they split, this is just exactly what Evelynn is waiting for. Ooh, if this one connects, would have been really bad for the Vayne. But yeah, as you saw, you split apart for a brief second, and then the Evelynn is there to capitalize on that one, and you lose everything you have. That is such an annoying experience. Okay, they're actually doing Nasher. What? Oh my god, that was such a massive grief. They just get Nasher. How? We just lost a few seconds because the replay skipped this full of pink wards. That is a massive grief that they were allowed to get Nasher. Should never be the case. Should never be allowed. If you're wondering, why is he going Riftmaker? Look, he is facing multiple frontline champions. Garen, Hecarim, and Thresh. So Riftmaker will help him deal more damage, deal damage to them, as well as providing himself with some extra added sustain. The sustain will not be a lot because most of his damage is AoE and AoE healing is cut short, but the damage he will do is going to be quite significant. Like the damage increase is going to be quite significant. And I really hope to see, like I really hope we get to see the amount of damage it will add. But if there's something I will do, I'll most likely take the screenshot of the Karma taking 3,100 something damage for the thumbnail. That was just a little bit too much. Yeah, sadly Riftmaker can't really provide value here because it's a burst scenario, so any other item would have been better. But now with Riftmaker being stacked, 2 damage goes onto these minions, pretty big amount here. So he didn't hit the sleep. Riftmaker is still active the entire time, but they simply can't move. Hecarim runs after. There was so much damage onto the Hecarim though. It's pretty sizable amount. And all because of the Nasher. Like, only the Nasher made this so unbelievably close. And 5 seconds. He has flash. This is a big play. This will be a big play. Flash in, full combo, gets the Zeri. The Zoe sadly still alive. Zoe is a massive threat for him because of the sleep. Oh, somebody is going to be alone. Mr. Garen. But Zoe will come back. We saw the Eri come back. Yeah. Yuumi is fake. Nah, Yuumi, you're faker. Yuumi, you are the support we dream to have. This is what Yuumi in your games will never do. She saw the Eri come back from Fog of War, detached, walked towards the Zoe to block the spells. So Evelynn can survive. Even if the Yuumi died for this, it's still worth. But given the state of the game and the HP Yuumi had, I think it was unrealistic to assume that the Yuumi would die. But yeah, this is the Yuumi you want to have on your team. Because in case you didn't know, hey Yuumi mains, you can actually detach in certain situations to block damage for your carry or deal damage in lane. Because if you're attached during the laning phase, by meaning like only attached into champions you can actually bully, you're griefing. The cat transport Evelynn is back in business. The AP she must have, thanks to Yuumi as well, it must be an absolute daunting amount of AP. If she just slightly grazes your kneecap, your entire body disintegrates. I really want to see what happens to the Garen. Please. W being popped. Yeah, that is supposedly a tanky champion. Mercs. I think Gargoyle. I think we saw Gargoyle. We also saw the second ability, which is a massive damage mitigation tool. But yeah, it did not matter, did it? The Youngster is too powerful. We see the oh my god, 2,884? That is a tiny bit insane. Zeri turns, Hagram also turns with ultimate after being knocked away by the Vayne before. Enemy team 1 HP, Vayne 1 HP, everyone 1 HP. This is pretty tough. Baron being completely destroyed within seconds. Evelynn will look for another pick now as the enemy will rotate towards the dragon because she knows they have to come. Yeah, you're gone. You're just gone. Yeah, and she immediately ults out, is safe. Zoe comes around the corner. Oh, the Yuumi doesn't block the sleep. This could be very, very risky. Veil is, oh no, the Garen just got cooked. He didn't have any spell available, so he couldn't pop the Veil, and therefore he couldn't press ult, and therefore he just stood there and died. Well, Fresh, you're gone as well, and with this, we are actually at the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Check out that channel in the description below. And if you want to know more about WildRift, just make sure to check everything out. We'll see each other for more content, maybe some more streams in the future. And be hyped for the Fiend Queller skin line. And yeah, till tomorrow, friends.